So I'm on a Honda Africa Twin, 2024 Honda Africa Twin. I'm just picking it up from Hamburg Honda to do a series of videos on the bike. I've gotten to know this dealership very well. Dan has become a friend, but also he's a great businessman and the largest dealer, Honda dealer, motorsports dealer in New York State. I am not even going to begin to tell you I know a lot on this bike, but when I'm picking it up for the dealership, I figured I might as well hit the Throughway, start off the video right with getting on the Throughway with the bike and see how she performs. And we're in tour mode. Let me see if I remember how to change modes. So we're going to start over. I'm in tour mode. I do have, it has just rained in Buffalo, so this is a Buffalo fall rain ride on the Honda Africa Twin 2024. My kickstand's up. We're going to put it in drive. I'm not going to do anything manual with it, so let's put it in drive. And I got to be careful not to rev the throttle in drive and get used to this bike. So let's turn our high beams on. And let's go. She engages very well. This bike is so low and feels so light for what it is. And I'm going to take it easy on the rain, but I thought, you know what? I got to head back to my office on the Throughway, and we might as well get a feel for what the bike is like on the Throughway. A little slip on the rear end. The windscreen is all the way up. I found the turn signal lever. Definitely different driving with no clutch. It's definitely, and I'm going to change, and I want to change, this makes the sensitivity, make it feel like it's a little stronger shift in G for gear, I believe. That's what Cameron told me. So we got that active, so the gear, maybe I'll feel a little stronger shifts in the gear. And then we'll back out of this. Cruise control is on. Gotta hope my visor is starting to fog up. Get my turn signal again. It is so weird riding an adventure bike. It is so strange riding an adventure bike without, I should have tightened that mirror up at his dealership. Just gotta take it easy to get on the Throughway. It is so strange riding an adventure bike without a clutch. I have it set for one passenger, although I'm probably a passenger and a half with my size. Take a nice easy ride back to my office. The ride is excellent. The shifting was very soft. We'll see if gear activated. That's that setting. If I can feel it shifting a little harder. It says it's in fourth gear. I'm just at 2100 RPM going. You can see the speedometer. Let's go easy. Nice. Oh my gosh, the ride. I would say there is a lot of wind on my head, not bad. So I set the cruise control. Very stable. There is a lot of wind just at the top of my head. I would not say crazy bad. Cruise control is over here. And I gotta remember she doesn't have adaptive cruise control. Take it off cruise. The vibration on this 1100 parallel twin, the vibration at highway speeds is almost nothing. Little bit in my fingertips on the steering wheel. slight in the mirrors. Probably the best bike I have. Very little vibration. I can see very clearly out of the mirrors. She is really nice on the Thruway. Very, very nice. I'm very surprised how it is. It's going to take me to get used to the two different displays. I'll try in this series of videos I'm going to do on the Africa Twin. I'll get this set up so it will show my phone. I think I need a cord to do that. I love the size of the mirrors. The ride is nothing short of rich. Very, very nice riding motorcycle. Very, very nice riding. And this is a windy day. I would say the wind is just at the top of my helmet now that I'm settling in on the bike. Let's try manual shift. I'll downshift to 5th manually. And it turns cruise off when you do that. And it went back to, now I'll hit resume on the cruise. And she's going to restart. So when you do shift manually, it does shut the cruise off. See how it is with trucks. Very nice with trucks. Didn't get a blast at all. Usually the Vortex though is behind the truck. Tighten up this left mirror when I get back home. The electronic suspension is just awesome. So, Marauders, I gotta tell you, I give this bike an A for on the Thruway. I can't give it a higher score on the Thruway than honestly it is. The suspension is spectacular. And of course, you know I'm an adaptive cruise control guy and blind spot awareness. It doesn't have that, but it's half the cost of bikes that do have that feature. Half the cost. And it's Honda reliability. I give her an A, a 10, maybe a 9 for not having adaptive cruise control, but a lot of you don't feel you need even cruise control. On the Thruway, this bike is very nice. Let's say I'll give it a 9 because there is a little wind on the top of my helmet, but it's not objectionable, and it certainly for some reason handles the wind blast from trucks or other vehicles very well. You downshift, you see her downshift to 4th? Wow, very quick on the downshifts, you can't beat that. All right, let's hit resume on the cruise again. Very quick throttle response and gear and transmission changes when you hammer the throttle at cruiseway speed. That was very nice. Be interesting to see if the controls are backlit. I don't think Honda does that on any bikes except maybe their Goldwing. If I can get Apple CarPlay up here with my navigation, my Harley app or Rev or Google, that's huge. You don't have to buy a separate GPS. You can use your phone. I will mount my quad lock phone mount on here to use it while I'm riding. Marauders, I'm going to close out of this Thruway test, giving this motorcycle a solid 9. The only thing I think it would get higher is a little for not having adaptive cruise control. A lot of you don't feel you need even, but the cruise that it does have is excellent. The electronic suspension is superb, just superb. And my hand on that bump rocked the throttle forward just as I'm saying superb. It's very, very nice. Okay, I'll catch you a little later. I'm going to put the cruise back on and I'm going to turn these cameras off. I'll catch you a little later. So I got off the Thruway toll. It throws down between parts of the Thruway. So I'm back on the Thruway, getting back on the Thruway up here, and I'll open it up just a little bit. Not crazy, but we're getting back on the Thruway. Turn cruise control off by rocking the throttle forward. I got merging trucks. I'm going to get in the left lane. Cancel this turn signal. You know, 80 miles an hour, 4,500 RPM, that's excellent. The Ducati is at $5,000 at 75. So this is much lower RPM running on the Thruway than the Ducati, and this red line's at 8,000 RPM, which is interesting. Now I am getting the buffering from this truck in front of me and behind two trucks. It's a good test. I can feel it I don't feel it on the bike, but I do feel it on my helmet and upper body. You can see the camera moving from side to side. Kind of ridiculous. These guys are talking to each other. They're going well below the speed limit now. Oh my God, now they're cutting each other off. What are they doing? What's this guy doing? And the one truck was actually braking to let him in. This guy, I wonder if he's having a problem. My exit is coming up here, so I'm not going to run by him, but that's interesting. Be alert, as we used to say in the firing line. Be alert. Interesting, my first times in over a year and a half on a Honda DCT motorcycle. My first time was on the Goldwing, which that bike spun my brain. And I was prepared for it on this bike. And one thing I have to remember is when I'm pulling up to my garage, sometimes I'll goose the throttle. You can't do it on these DCT bikes unless it's in neutral, obviously. So I got to remember that. I really like the engine braking when you let off the throttle. And I got to be careful, the roads are wet. We had a downpour here an hour and a half ago. I mean, very heavy rain. So I'm coming off the Thruway, and this bike is pretty amazing, frankly. She is pretty amazing. So far, I'm gonna head back to my office. It's a newer downshift, so let's take this turn slow. You can see the puddles now. You can see the rain that we've gotten. So we'll take this nice and slow and feather the throttle. Oh man, I'm a sucker for these motorcycles. I'm not going to get into automatic transmission, the critics on automatic transmission. It's so, you can focus on so many other things other than shifting and clutching. And there's no false neutrals with a quick shifter because it doesn't have it. It's strictly automatic or manual. I don't even want to waste my time with the finger shifting. All right, I'm not going to get in. Automatic transmission versus, and I got to be careful here, she's what? Oh, I love the seat height. I don't think this bike, does it have hill hold? Nope, it has this emergency brake on the left, which I'm not going to use. So it doesn't have hill hold. She feels so light. I'm going to open my visor. She's a cream puff. Feels very light. The height of the bike is actually a little low for me. I can raise the seat up, but not that I'd ever off-road ride this if I owned it, but it is, I think it's a nice height for off-road riding. Does not feel like a full-size adventure bike. That much I can tell you from this highway test. Does not feel like an off-road adventure bike. All right, I'm going to pull away from this intersection. Well, I'm going to give you one pull away from this intersection and end the video. And again, Honda, I think in 1976 to 78, had the CB750A. A was for automatic. They had it for 2 years. They also dropped the automatic transmission down into, I think, the CB400. It did not sell well. Did not sell well. It was almost a torque converter transmission, if I remember right. We'll pull away. Oh, it's so nice to pull away and not clutch it for a change. This is very wet here. Oh, that is so nice. Oh, that is so nice. Okay, Marauders. Catch you on the next one.